All right, guys, I'm going to get right into it here. Boom, 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 boom. All right, guys, welcome to day number 2 here. This is a little 5-part mini series here that I decided to put together, for all of you guys. Some of you guys are a part of the organization, part of the team, and, I just wanted to shed a lot of value. Some of you guys are watching and, listening in because you want to learn, how to add, some additional income into your life. How to make money online. This is what this is all about. So this 5-part series is going over 4 different ways of how you can add that additional income into your life. So that way you can go out and create the freedom that you're after, that everybody deserves. So guys, like I mentioned before, the fact that you're here and tuning in tonight, it means that you're a part of that 1%. You're a part of the people that, take their goals seriously and really want to create out of life. And you understand as well that, not necessarily the traditional way is working anymore, right? That 9-to-5 life, doesn't necessarily work, especially maybe for your lifestyle and for the abundance that we all deserve in our life. So that being said, guys, for this video, for this call here, I'm going to be going over one specific strategy on how you guys can create income today. And I'm going to be breaking it all down. I'm very transparent. I want to be sharing exactly with you, and maybe we'll make some money together tonight on this call too, which will be a lot of fun. So I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to this. So yes, my first things first is, the bit of housekeeping is, guys, pay attention, right? Be in a place where you're able to listen, pull out a notepad, pen and paper, take some notes as well. If you have any questions, I'm going to open up a Q&A right at the very end, and I can take a couple questions. So if you get any questions and you want more clarity of something I go over, write it down, okay? And just understand that, here to take notes, because my goal here is, by listening to this mini series, you're going to be able to take something in this. Maybe it's the information you learned today, right? And the information that you learned today, I want you to be able to go out and apply it right away, right? And maybe you can take action right away and create results. So it's very important to take those notes, because my goal is to get you results within the next 30 days here. So basically, the goal of this call is, simply put, is I'm going to be going over a strategy where you can start making money literally in minutes. I'm going to be going over a certain strategy called HFX, right? So I'll be breaking that all down for you. I'll be sharing my screen. I'll be answering those questions that you probably have right now. So I'll be going through all that as well. My goal too is I'm going to show you a plan where you can leverage the systems, the resources, the professionals to create a plan for you and a blueprint to literally leverage over the next 30 days, as well as create that first result, create that first, withdrawal in the next 7 days, guys. So, what's today? Today's Tuesday. By next Tuesday, you're taking a small withdrawal. You're paying yourself, because, you guys deserve to make some money online, 100%. It is time for you to take that leap of faith, take that withdrawal. So at the end of the day, guys, the vision and the mission here inside of our Freedom Finders team is, we created this as a movement, as an organization, to really show the world and challenge this mediocrity that we live in and that we live in today, to show people how they can create their own freedom, live a life that they design through creating multiple streams of income online. Imagine if you could have income anywhere in the world, right? That takes, maybe little amounts of time, right? Imagine what that type of freedom does that give you. It's one thing to have a lot of money, but it's another thing to have the time and the location freedom to go with it. So that's what we do here inside of Freedom Finders, and we do it as a community, as a team, as an organization. Why not everybody win, right? So that being said, guys, I appreciate your guys' attention. I appreciate your guys' time. I'm going to dig right into it. I already introduced myself on the previous calls, so you guys don't even know who I am. Let's get it, and we'll go right into sharing the screen. So first things first is, you're watching this, and I know some people, they're already plugged in, right? They're already plugged in with the system. Some of you guys are like, well, how do I find this, right? Well, it's within our system. It's within our learning center. In order to find this, we can have a conversation about how we can get you started, how you can get the same access to what I'm going to be sharing with you today. But for the people that already have access, basically our first step is understanding I'm going to be talking about HFX. So HFX is a style of trading. It is all time-based trading, meaning that, there's no positions. It's just a matter of time where, we usually take anywhere from 1 to 5 minute trades, and you're either pulling a profit from there or you lose what you were risking. So it's very simple to follow. And we have a blueprint that will show you exactly what that all is. So first things first is when you do get started, it's very important to just walk through the basics, because we understand that most people, they get started, they don't know anything about, trading. They don't know anything about, what HFX is, and that's completely fine. When I got started a year and a half ago, I didn't know anything either. So, that is completely normal. I don't know why my academies isn't opening up. So first things first, you can actually write this down. I don't know why it's not working right now, technical things, but first things first, when you get enrolled is you want to go through the 100 to the 300 series inside of the HFX. It just gives you the basics. The first video is literally, what is HFX? It literally breaks it down for you. I just got off a call with, many individuals, and, this one guy, he mentioned that he paid around $1,500 for a 3-week course that was supposedly to teach him everything about trading in the foreign exchange markets. And he found out, once he paid for that program, then he got enrolled into this academy here. All that he learned for that $1,500 was all found in the 100, 200 series level. And he learned so much more just from literally plugging in his very first week inside of this academy. So it's very valuable, and it's very important to take that really seriously. Next things first. Next is creating a plan for you, right? We understand that, most people are really busy, right? People don't have all the time in the world. You might work 2 jobs, you might have family, you might have kids, right? And you're not here to look at buy yourself another full-time job. That's not what we're here for, right? We're here to create freedom, right? So we understand that leading into it. So we leverage systems. We leverage professionals that have the results that we're after, who we can come in and follow them for maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, and come in and out with our bag and get on with it, right? And overall, our goal here is to come make some money, add an additional income into our lives, right? So, we understand that, and we provide you with that intention that you are here to learn, you're here to go do, and you're not here to be the expert, right? And guess what, guys? None of us is going to be an expert within our first 30 days. None of us is going to be an expert in 90 days, right? It takes time to learn, but why don't we earn while we're learning? So that's exactly what we do here. So you can see this is a front page. It's called the Go Live library. So you would come into Go Live here. You'll see that there's these people getting tens of thousands of views on a weekly basis. It's just the beginning of the week. That's literally just this week, right, guys? So that's how it counts, and that's a lot of people, right? So something that they're doing is right? So what we want to do is when we get enrolled, we go through the basics so we can understand the terminology, right? The language, and then next we want to get into this library, right? Simply put, you can come show up to one of these calls, and you see there's many different times on the schedule here. And all we got to do is just be consistent showing up on a weekly basis for that 1 hour session. They never go over an hour, right? Sometimes they're less. Sometimes they go in and out, 2 trades, bang, wins, 30 minutes, done, right? And you get on with your life. You go do the things that you want to do. You go live your life by your design, right? So that's what I love about this. It is very easy. Hey, maybe mornings are better for you. Maybe afternoons are better for you. Maybe you live in a different time zone, right? Well, you can find somebody that works within your schedule, and you can come in here. So the first real step, if you guys want to have instant results, right, within literally your first 72 hours, it is very important to just log on and get on with one of these guys live. You don't need to understand everything yet. You just need to come in and show up and do it, right? You don't need to know all the whys. You don't need to know all the details. You show up, and they're going to walk you through it. You might have a lot of questions, but that's where you leverage our team, right? You write down your questions and you save it for later, right? There's actually a chat in there too. You can reach out and ask. A lot of time they're not going to get to you on a live setting because there's 10,000 students asking the same questions, right? But that's why we have our private, smaller chats. You reach out to Trevor, you reach out to our HFX trading chat, right? You're like, hey guys, you know, they talked about this and this and this, right? I didn't understand that. How can I find more information about it? Well, now you get redirected to find the answers. That's what I love about community. That's what I love about the team. And it just holds each other accountable. So what you want to do, this is your first day getting started. Imagine you are brand new. Well, you just got started. You know, you go through some of the little basics, right? But now you're like, okay, well, it's time to tune in. You come into this schedule here and you're going to implement it into your schedule. Maybe you set an alarm on your phone so you never forget. And if you can be consistent with this, guys, you're literally going to be making money this week. Like that's the goal. All you got to do is show up. It's as simple as that. So you can come in here and look at different educators. Millie Mills is a really good one. She trades in the morning. You know, you find maybe someone a little bit earlier if that works in your time zone, maybe better. Come in. Del Woods is great. He's a little bit more in the afternoon, 7 p.m. Pacific time, right? So you get to come in here and find people that would work well in your time. And then what I would do with the newest person is I would even sit them with them and, I'll ask you, can you show me your calendar that you've implemented this in? Can you show me your alarms where, your alarm goes off, at 7:45 here, 7:45 p.m. Pacific time, that's saying, hey, Maddie Thayer is getting on in 15 minutes. Don't forget. So that way you are consistent, you show up. You see this? It's a get paid session. Show up and get paid, right? So that is what we do here. And you just literally log on. So for example, you're going to hop into this guy's channel, right? And this is what it looks like, right? You're going to be able to log on with him when he goes live, right? He's not live today, right? And you can go and watch him. And then you just take the same trades that he's taking and you get to follow along. It's going to be great. So, and we'll get to a point where we'll actually take a trade together, guys. We'll go through and we'll actually find a trade together and we'll go make it happen as we're on this call together. I'll show you how you find a trade and how you can leverage, the systems and the tools as well. The next thing, this is the system that we have to create massive results. So Maddie Thayer, he's an educator on the platform. He has one of the best success stories that I can ever imagine. Literally 3 years ago, he had -$dollars in his account. Now today, I can't do any income claims or anything like that, but he has a pretty awesome lifestyle. He's helped hundreds of thousands of people, and he's made the money. And you'll be able to kind of see it once you get plugged in. You'll hear his story, but I can't share that publicly on a call. Maybe you can talk about that in private if you really need the details. But phenomenal guy. You'll just know from his professionalism and from what he shares. Right now, every educator has favorite sessions, right? So inside the favorite sessions, this is the next thing you want to study on your own time outside of live sessions is you want to come in here and be like, new customers, start here. Learn about Cash Trap, right? Cash Trap is a strategy that Maddie Thayer created that helped him, turn a small account into a very big account over a longer period of time, right? And he's now created that strategy. So it's so simple that, the average ordinary person can come in and watch this 1 hour video. And by the time you watch the 1 hour video, you're going to understand how to take even trades on your own, or at least be able to follow along on his sessions, right? In 1 hour, you get to learn how to use his strategy. And now what they've done, they took software engineers and they spent a lot of money and a lot of time where they basically took his brain, took his entire strategy and put it into a software where now every 5 minutes, it literally gives you an arrow, right? It gives you an arrow every 5 minutes of a new trade idea that is released. And you can go in here and you can just take that trade on your own and create a result, right? And that's phenomenal because now anybody can come in and learn how to do that. Does everyone know how to count to 7 on this call? I think everybody can count to 7, right? Now they've made it even more simple. They just released Cash Trap 3.0, where it gives you, how this works is there are confirmations, right? Where, it gives you a score and rates how good the trade is, right? A 2 is like, okay, right? I wouldn't take a 2 personally. If I see a 5, I'm taking that trade. If I see a 6 or a 7, I'm definitely taking that trade, right? So it's as simple as that now, where you don't even have to count the points, right? But there's a way how the points are called, and you'll learn how the point system works by literally watching this video. We'll explain how to count the 7 points, how to know it's a really good trade or not, right? Are you going to win every trade? No. But that's why we follow proper risk management, where we're able to lose some trades and still win some trades and still be profitable at the end of the month, right? Profitable at the end of the day, right? But at the end of the day, we are investors. We're here for a long term, right? And investors, they look at the market and they do a breakdown every single month or every single quarter, right? Maybe in HFX, I follow a trading plan where, I calculate my percentages and stuff like that every day or every session I take, right? Always keeping track. So we want to take this very, very seriously because we're dealing with real money, right? So let's go through this and let's quickly talk about brokers, right? Because you're like, well, how do I actually put money in and take money out? And is it safe? Can I get the money, etc. like that? Well, yeah, my goal here is you to join and you do not know a lick of anything. And you, by simply following the system, because we understand that you're not an expert, you're not going to do anything on your own, because the last thing we want to do, your biggest saboteur is your own self, right? And you're not an expert yet. It took Matty Thayer 3 years to get him to where he is today, right? You're on day one. You're not meant to be that expert, but you're going to leverage the guy that's been doing it for 3 years and to create the result that he's created. You're going to follow him, but you're going to get results this week. That's how great a system is, right? So we want to make sure that you're going to come into this place, and within your first 7 days, we want to load you up with a broker right away, get you started. So that way you're following along and making money with us. Literally, you could, do that tonight if you want. You can hop on it in 40 minutes. We can load up a little broker for you. You can come trade with Del Woods tonight, literally follow exactly what he says. And then you can even take out the money that you made on the session. Simple as that. I'll show you that. So there's little brokers that we use, right? There's many different options out there. I'm not allowed to give you a direct suggestion. There's a handful that we use. They're all safe. We use, if you want to fund your broker, guys, we use Bitcoin. Very simple. If you live in Canada, use one of the apps like ShakePay or Newton. Grab your Bitcoin, throw it in there. You e-transfer from your bank account to there. Boom. Now you got it. If you're in the States, you use an app like Cash App or something like that. Grab your Bitcoin, throw it into your broker account. Voila. If you live in Australia, New Zealand, there's other apps and other brokers where you can get Bitcoin quite easily linked to your bank account. Boom, get that, throw it into your broker account. Simple as that. You can start with as little as $10. I recommend, for people to start with at least 200 to 500 bucks. All right. I wouldn't go crazy. I wouldn't go put 10 grand in here. Right. You want to learn. Right. So, but yeah, just get started with a broker and away we go. So does that make sense? Is everyone following so far? Let me know. Now let's go in and let's go make a trade. So if anyone that, has an account or has a demo account or anything like that, feel free to open it up. We're going to go in and we're going to look for a trade. If we find one, perfect. If we don't, it is what it is, right? We'll be able to catch some trades later on, right? But we want to go in and we're going to see what we can find right now, right? So what's awesome now with this new cash trap, right, is we can come in here and we just you scroll through the certain pairs, right? And you're looking for, good trade setups, right? And right now I don't see anything that's more than 2 points, right? Potentially that will set up soon enough, right? But we're going to be patient. We're going to wait. We're going to let the trade come to us, right? And then we'll go ahead and input a trade. So what they like to do is they do 3-minute trades, meaning that simply after 3 minutes of time, either you win or you lose. Simple as that. If you lose what you were risking. If you win, you make the profit. Simple as that. Take a few trades, voila, right? So our goal here is, say it's your first 7 days, right? We want to get you that withdrawal like I mentioned, right? And how you get the withdrawal is you show up, you fund your account, and you're going to show up to our sessions, right? And by literally following the educators and doing nothing more than just following them, we'll withdraw what you make after those 7 days. And even if it's 20 bucks, you know what that means when you can go out and buy something or treat your significant other through the money that you made in the markets? It's a big deal. It feels really, really good. You know, that's that belief check that you need, because if you can do that with $20, it means you can do that with $200, which means you can do that with $2,000, $20,000, $200,000, right? Same deal. It's just continually, and it just compounds over time. So we're waiting for the new 5-minute mark here to come out, and we'll get a new refresh of some new trades that will pop out here. I also like to use my trading view chart. And yeah, guys, it might look like gibberish for now, but hey, it looked like gibberish to me for a very long time. All right. So basically what we're looking for is we're looking for a decent setup. It's a 2 USD JPY. We'll be potentially setting up here in, you know, another 5 minutes. We got to wait another candlestick. Gotta take you guys things here. Matty Thayer's favorite pairs are USD JPY, Euro USD, and Euro JPY as well. Yeah, so sometimes what I like to do is I like to put a price alert, so that way I can you know, wait for a good entry, and that way I don't miss the trade either. So we'll wait for it to come down to this line here. So potentially could set up for a trade. Euro USD, saying a 4-point setup potentially. Be the next candle possibly. Where it comes into these things, it's called boulder bands. Once then it gets into this area, if we can see it come off of this area here.
I didn't get that. Now. Could you?
We get to see price come down in this area. We could definitely take that for a potential call. You know, the currency strength meter is a little bit off, but I could see it bouncing off of this area, and I would be happy with that trade, honestly. So we would have to wait for price to get into this 295 to 290-ish area for a 3-minute call. So we got to wait for price to come down, you know. USD JPY seems like it's kind of taken off without us. Yeah, so we want price to come down a little bit more. If we can get a nice entry on this, we got to wait for a new candle, because this candle is going to close in 2 minutes. So we want to wait to see what price has to say here, how it closes out. It might just, you know, it might just go up, right? So we might not be able to hit that trade, right? So for example, say if we did enter that trade, you would be up in profits right now, but it's just the wrong timing, right? And we got to be careful around the half-an-hour mark, right? Because that's when bigger moves happen in the market. So, you know, so we just want to be patient. Check out what's going on with Euro JPY. Yeah, so a lot of trading is just being patient, right? Well, this, why don't we go like this? For example, we actually have a Go Live educator on. You know, I just follow the system, right? I follow the pros. And he'll call out the trade. So I'll listen to him as well. I'll look for my own trades, listen to him as well. So guys, this is really it. You know, this is HFX. This is money in minutes for you.
So
you know, it's not rocket science. It's not super
on AUD USD,
it's a lot
this looks like it's setting up for a buy, but keep in mind that the Australian dollar is going to have an update in just 1 minute.
Yeah, see, there's a little news coming out too.
All right, so we're going to see how this is going to play out. So far, it's looking like it's set for a buy. If the movement of the candle, looks like this thing is ready to jump up, we already got the technicals in place, but if when the update hits, the market direction is moving up, I'm going to be entering a buy on AUD USD, right where it's at. 7 seconds left. So AUD USD, 84%. That's pretty impressive. I'll keep it at 10 minutes. So I'll put one in right now where it's at.
He's doing a 10-minute buy.
10-minute buy, but let's see what happens here.
Need to go back down.
The update should be striking right now. I'm going to enter another buy. All right, let's see how this plays out. All right, so I'm going to mute myself again to avoid some of the background noise in the meantime.
See, I'm a little more patient, so waiting for that right entry. There we go. There you go. So for me, I just risk not too much of my account. That's literally less than 2% of my account with these two positions. And basically now, if price is above the price, I create a profit. If price closes below the prices after 10 minutes of time, that's a little bit of a longer trade setup, I lose my 20 bucks, which I put into the market. All right. And, this is based off of the educator here. I trust his analysis. He's done very, very well for himself.
EU is touching the support again. I'm going to end up entering another buy now that it's a little lower.
The payout here, I would make.
But I'm going to do it for 3 minutes.
$16.80. Okay. So.
Oh no. I'll do it for 5 minutes. I think 10 minutes.
Which is, 1 point something percent.
Kind of fast. So I'll do like some quick 5-minute entries.
He's doing some 5-minute entries. I'm good with that. I'm going to look for other trades. Let's set up for a buy after.
Hold on, guys. Let me make sure.
Yeah. See, this is quite fun, guys. And then the fun part too is, we can trade as a team. We do trading calls every evening, actually, at 9 p.m. Pacific time as a team from Monday to Thursday. So we hop on. We have multiple really great traders who are analyzing the market and handing out some ideas. So we do that as a community, as a team. It's been getting some tremendous results. They did a 8-week boot camp, and I believe they're around 87% accurate, meaning that they won 87% of the trades.
In just a second.
So yeah. So we always trading together as a team as well.
All right. I am going to enter a double up when USD JPY reaches 765.
So now we're in profits there for now. Still got lots of time, but now you see where it shows my payout. So we just wait. But we still have, we still have 7 minutes on this trade. So I'll just take some time.
Okay, so until then, I'm going to mute myself. It's an interesting discussion happening in the background. So let me just mute it.
There we go. We have USD JPY coming to that area that we talked about. Potential buy. Once when we get a new confirmation on this, if it gives us the time on it, I'll take USD JPY for a 3-minute buy. Just gotta wait 10 seconds here for the call out. It'll refresh, give us a new arrow. We'll see what the score it gives us. Okay. So yeah, it made a call, but it's only a 2 point. So I'm not going to take it. It doesn't pass my steps. If we get it to come down to this area where this line is, it would potentially give out a higher score trade. So I'm not going to take it. Could be a win, but it's just not worth the, I'm not going to take a 2 point setup. So like, I think it's a great area because I got these other confirmations, but I'm on with you guys. So this is great because I get to be more careful and conservative. So yeah, guys, this is basically HFX trading. Very simple. And you guys can leverage this as another income stream into your life, right? Because that's what our goal here is, to create multiple streams of income online. Like, this is just one of my trading accounts. I have other trading accounts where I just strictly deal with crypto. Another one I strictly deal with, Forex, right? There's ways of getting funded accounts, right? As we talked about on the previous call, right? So there's a lot of ways to really, be able to leverage money to creating more money. And we should all be trading. We should all be making our money work for us. Silly to not be, right? So it is really a lot of fun. If anybody has any questions, I would just type them in the chat right now, and I can go through while we're waiting for these trades to clear. If you have any questions, write them in the chat. I'd be more than happy to kind of go through it, and so forth like that. Definitely feel free. If we took USD JPY, we'd be clearing the trade here pretty soon. That would have been a nice entry. So, but we didn't take the trade. So all good. And that's the beautiful thing, guys, with trading. If you can get in the habit, and like for the newest person, my biggest recommendation is, the less you trade, the more money you're going to make. It's kind of funny that way, right? You're like, well, wouldn't it be opposite? Like the more trades I make, no, our goal here is to hit anywhere from 2 to 5% a day. Throw that in a compound interest calculator, it turns into a lot of money over a long period of time. Right. But the whole fact here is if you can get comfortable with just literally 2 trades in a single day, that's it. 2 and done. Like, holy crap. What would that turn into in a longer period of time? Right. What if you won both 2 trades in a row? Boom. You're good. You're done. Right. You lose 2 trades. Well, you stop trading. Right. And you come back for another session. Maybe that session's in an hour, 2 hours from now. Right. Maybe it's in the afternoon. Maybe you do 2 sessions a day. Maybe you just do 1. That's fine. You show up to tomorrow. You do it again. So yeah, USD JPY, I would have actually personally taken it because I like it kind of coming down on this EMA, and there's really good dollar strength right now. So would have been good trade. But it's also, we see some coming down on the TDI as well. So Yeah. So Gino, I'm glad that you asked that. For example, the reason why I'm like, I like this trade set up a bit more because these are DeLorean EMAs right now, right? So I'm looking at, I always use DeLorean methods to my madness, right? It helps out a lot, right? And then especially once you start learning about this thing called the TDI, this TDI never lies. So yeah, I 100% like, and then what's really cool, like here, I'll give you guys a little nugget. All right. We're going to look back in time here and we're going to find a way of how you could have like really made some decent cha-ching. So like, you know, and this is using DeLorean methods. So these are little secrets. Oh, you guys should be paying me money for this. Kidding. So for example, you know, this isn't like the best setup, but like that could potentially be like a DeLorean. You know, I'm looking at the 5-minute time frame here, right? You know, it's not the best setup. I'll find a better one for a better example. But for example, you could have taken this, right? So you see that the pink candle is bigger than the green candle. So that means it's a DeLorean. And then we have the red candles going through. It's not a total legal one because you have this, you know, there's other things to it. But what you could have done is you could have placed a quick 5-minute trade here, right? 5-minute trade, you would have won that trade. Again, kind of pulls back a little bit after the next candle opens, hit that again, 5 minutes, you would have won that trade. Get that pullback right off this yellow line, you hit it again, boom, win that trade. We have a lot of people on the team, they follow this method off the yellow line. They do very well. Boom, hit it again. Boom, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 trades in a row. That's a win. This one, you wouldn't have entered this trade. You would have entered it down here when it hits this yellow line. This next one, win, boom. This candle here, you would have either not entered that one or you would have lost, or this would be the one that you lose on because you would have entered here or here and you would have potentially lost and then you would stop trading. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins in a row, then 1 loss, and then you're done, right? So that's how you can trade using DeLorean with HFX, is playing these trend moves. All right, we'll find something even maybe a little bit more juicy. So like, that's what's really cool. You know, learning some different strategies too. I don't want to like overwhelm, but like, you know, here's a beautiful DeLorean play. It's more of an advanced DLO, I'd call it, because the red line's not technically touching, but because of what I've learned, you would just play this over the whole time. Imagine this. So you see this setup here, right? You'd hit it for 5 minutes, win, pulls back, hit it for 5 minutes, win, pulls back, hit it for 5 minutes, win, pulls back to the yellow. See, it just touches the yellow, 5-minute trade. The candle closes at the bottom because it's a pink candle. Win, hits the yellow again, win, hits the yellow again, win, win, win. You wouldn't enter that trade because it didn't pull back to the yellow. You would enter a trade here, possible win. That one, win, win. Wait. Now that this candle closed in between the red, like in the middle there, that means you would just stop. You wouldn't have entered that, and you would stop. You wouldn't enter there because you want to enter within the first 2 to 3 minutes of the candle maximum. Now we wait for it again. Oh, what happens here? Another 5-minute DeLorean. You see how this red candle is bigger than the green, right? So boom, that means you would enter this, right? Wait for a pullback towards the yellow or the red. That's a Patrick push. Win. Take that again. Win. Take that again. Win. Take that again. Win. Take that again. Win. 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 Right? It's crazy, guys. Like, once you've learned that, you know, think of how many of those trades you could stack, right? And then you eventually lose. Stop trading. Done. Right? But how much profit did you just make on that? Are you going to care that you lost 2 trades or 1 trade? No. So like, that's how you can incorporate DeLorean as well to some of these trades. Now let's see. I didn't even notice. We didn't watch these trades close. Okay, we lost these trades, so I didn't hear what he said. He's muting himself, so just odd. But yeah, guys, that's basically it for HFX trading. Hopefully you guys learned something new. Gino's like, wow, love it. Yeah, I don't know. Ness is just trading by himself. He seems like he's on mute right now, and I just see him placing some trades. And you see, he does a lot bigger trades than I do. So, yeah. So, yeah, guys. So hopefully you guys got some value from this call today. It was actually a lot of fun. I'm grateful that I got to share some things with you all. You know, and this is just one of the many ways of how you can create a little bit of income. That could have been a good trade. You know, for example, if I can get this chart to load. Yeah, so we missed a nice trade here where it actually gave a call. So for example, 5 minutes ago, it gave a call here. It was a 4-point trade, right? So I'm gonna use this as an example. We could have actually took this trade and we would have won if I wasn't going through the chart. But this is called Euro JPY. And why was it 4 points? Well, first point is because the currency strength, you see the Euro, it's stronger than the JPY. It's a bigger number than the JPY. So because it's stronger, that means it's 1 point for a upward, right? For a call. So that would be 1 point. Another point is that it's in these, see, like below this green line and below that green line, because it's below there, that's equal a point, right? So that's 2 points, right? Now it's 3 points because it's crossing up. You see how these lines are crossing up, you know, crossing back through that line. So it means that it's getting ready to go back up. So that's 3 points. And then the final point is the fact that it's in this Bollinger Band area and they made a line of what's called resistance here. And it's touching that line. So that is a 4-point trade, meaning it's a fairly good trade, right? And if you took that trade, you would have won that trade. You see how it went up, right? So now you can even leverage tools like this to eventually trade on your own, right? But for your first week, it's leveraging these professionals that are on these calls, right? It's following the pros that, you know, have created the massive amounts of success and has taught thousands and thousands of students. This guy, Ness, he actually taught Matty Thayer, right? The Matty Thayer who created this strategy, right? And you get to learn from that. So it's pretty awesome to come in, plug in, learn, get educated. But, you know, my biggest advice out there is just go do it, right? Go load up something, go make it happen, right? Like, what's the worst thing that can happen? Like, literally, you know, let's look at the worst case scenario. Like, the worst case scenario is that it just didn't work for you, all right? That you lost a little bit of money. That is literally the worst case scenario. Your world's not going to be over, right? It's not going to be the end of the days, right? Especially if, you know, don't be using money that you're not willing to lose, right? But here's the big thing. It's the vision of what this can create for you, right? It's creating that freedom for yourself, right? It's what is this going to compound to after a long period of time, right? What happens when you actually develop the skill set? Right? What happens if you show consistency over the next 6 months? Right? What does that turn into? Right? I'll share with you guys what that looks like actually really quick. For example, we'll go to an HFX trading plan, right? And this is how you map out your goals, right? You always, and we do this together. Like I have a recorded session that goes over exactly how to use this compound sheet, exactly how to create a game plan for your next 30 to 90 days, right? So you can come in and just literally listen and come do this, right? So let's say you start it with literally, let's say $400, right? So you started trading with $400, right? Let's do small. Let's go 2% a session, right? Like, we don't need to hit the big numbers. Let's just go 2% a session, right? So 2% a session, might not look like a lot, in your first session. You made $8. You're like, well, Trav, like, I just spent an hour to make $8. I make more money at my job. Like, come on, right? But then the next day is $8.16. Or maybe you do 2 sessions a day, right? 2%, 2% in the morning, 2% in the afternoon. Phenomenal, right? And you go in, right? After 30 sessions, your $400 has turned into $710, right? And your 2% is now $14, right? And then now over literally, 60 sessions now, right? 60 sessions, you can do that in a month, well, your $400 turns into $1,286. I'm not sure where in the world you can get a kind of return like that, right? And yeah, maybe you're only making $25, but that starts compounding. You see $25 turns into $30, $30 turns into $40, $40 turns into $50, and so forth, right? Now, when you have a $2,841 balance, right? That's $56. Now let's throw this back in, right? Let's look longer term, because this is where it really gets crazy, is longer term, right? So 2,841, right? Let's say you didn't even hit that goal. Like, let's say let's incorporate some losses in there. Like, you only came in with $2,400. You undershot the goal, right? So we do it again, right? For another 10 times, right? Another 100 sessions, look at that number, right? $2,400, right? After 30 sessions, that turns into $4,200. That's not too bad. And then by the end of another 100 session block, you've now earned $17,000 in your trading account. That's where it really starts getting crazy, right? Where now you have a few $100s. And now imagine if you have other streams of income working for you, right? Maybe even if it's at your job, right? You could add in, maybe each week you add 10% of what you make at your job into your trading account, right? What does that start turning into? Or you can leverage maybe some of the other streams of income that we teach here, right? Which I'll be breaking down on the next couple of days on this 5-part series. And you're creating some more other income where you're putting that money towards other assets or other dividend paying, maybe cryptos or something like that, right? To continually growing your wealth, right? This isn't your only stream, right? So now let's look at this. So, say we undershoot 17 grand, we actually only make 15 grand, right? This is at 2%. That's like nothing. I look at this at 3%, right? Like $15,000, right? Now this is like what? You do 100 sessions, let's say 100 sessions every 2 months, right? 100 sessions every 2 months. So now you're 4 months down the line. Now you now have $15,000. Would that be worth it to you in 4 months down the line, right? So $15,000, right? We break this down one more time. After 30 more sessions, now it's $26,000. Now you're making $532 a session. That's pretty good. I don't know many jobs that pay you $532 in 1 hour. I don't know. You tell me, right? But now after 100 sessions, this is where you turn $15,000 after another 100 sessions into $100,000, guys. That's power. That's 6 months down the road. Maybe it's 7 or 8 months down the road. $100,000, guys. That's 6 figures, right? Now let's do it one more time. And this is where the numbers get even more scary, right? Let's say you completely undershoot that. Like, let's go $70,000, right? 70 grand. Well, after 100 sessions, guys, you're turning into $500,000, right? So this is where people can become born into that next generational wealth, right? Is doing exactly that. I don't think I shared my screen the whole time. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I didn't even share my screen. So I really apologize on that. But either way, I just broke down this whole trading plan. So it's just like simply $400, compound it through, and what it looks like after 100 sessions, right? And doing that over and over again where, you know, I break it down. If you guys want a copy of this trading plan, just shoot me a message. I'll be more than happy to share it with you. We have a training that breaks out how this works, how you can incorporate it into your strategy. And here's the thing, is you actually tracking your trades, right? You're going to say, you know, hey, I won three wins and 1 loss, right? Or no, that's your profit mark. You know, I made $20, right? And I won 3 trades and I lost 1 trade. And then you write your notes. So that way you can, and this is helped my trading huge, is keeping track, because now I'm like, okay, well, you know, I traded with Maddie Thayer. Maddie Thayer, followed the system and it was good, right? But it'll catch you on these other days where you're like, you know, I've had trading days where I'm like, dude, I just made like 30 trades. I don't know how it happened. I'm like, in 1 hour, I like did 30 trades, and I'm like, you know, and then I write down my emotions, right? I'm like, well, I definitely over traded, and I was taking all these spikes, and I was, you know, I wanted to revenge trade and stuff like that, right? So then I keep track of that. So I'm like, okay, well, now I learned to not do that again, right? So, and what I love, and this is where I'm going to leave it at, guys, we don't need to go too much farther. You know, back to the community, back to the systems, back to the resources. You know, all you got to do is plug in and follow, listen and learn, and just do, and you'll see the result, you know, within the next 90 days. Let's go. All right. We'll sit down, we'll create that game plan for you, and we'll go make it happen. Right. But, you know, the biggest thing is, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's our own human error that's going to stop us. It's our own self-doubt that's going to stop us. If we can just trust the system and follow it, you're going to create that result, right? If you're not going to go out there and be like, you know what, I'm a pro, you know, I understand all cash trap, I'm going to go start trading all on my own and do all this thing. No, that's why we have systems. That's why we have community. That's why we have the groups, right? Leverage it, right? You don't need to be a professional trader. You don't need to be someone that knows everything about the charts. You really don't. If you want to take that route and you want to learn all that, you can go through all the videos, you can go through all the learnings, you can go through the academies, you can read all the books. We'll give you all that if you want to be that professional, right? But I think there's a certain percentage of the people, I think it's like 75% of people are just here to come make some money. Well, if you want to be that person, we'll plug into the system and allow the system to do that for you, right? Some people want to leverage the systems and, you know, learn the skill too, right? Well, let's go do that as well, right? So on my final note here, guys, is, and I think the biggest offer here, because you're like, well, can I just go learn this on YouTube or learn this elsewhere, right? Yeah, it's all there for free, guys. You could find it, right? But you won't have the same access to the professionals or the, you know, the softwares and stuff, 100%, right? But you do have access, you know, to a lot of resources out there, of course. But our goal here is to cut that learning curve in half, cut out the overwhelm of so many different options, you know, listening to all these different people's opinions, and just follow one course, right? Following one course until successful, then go add something else, right? You know, so we want to cut that overwhelm. We want to cut the learning curve completely in half, if not more. And then the biggest thing is the community, guys. If you took away, you know, all the things and just left the people, that pays for itself. You know, leveraging the community, because it's one thing, you know, maybe you have an off day, right? Well, you can reach out and ask for support, right? Maybe you lose 2-3 trades in a row, right? Well, mark it down and then go ask somebody that has a little bit more experience and said, hey, you know what? I lost 3 trades in a row and I thought I was doing everything right. And, you know, we can go back and we look at the chart and be like, oh, well, that's how how we can become better, right? You know, I'm going to share this one story because it really resonates really well. There's a guy on our team. We call him Binary Gary. You know, his name's Gary. He lives down in Texas. Shout out to him. But he created, you know, a very fast success story through HFX. He got started trading in October, right? And he just started right away with a live account. He just went right to it. And, you know, I can't share the numbers, but, you know, it's very impressive. But either way, when he came in, you know, he didn't know anything, right? He just started learning. And then he was following Cash Strap. He was following Matty Thayer. And, you know, I got to meet him down in Arizona, actually. And he was always opening up his computer and he'll place a couple trades, close it. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just trading. You know, he was really into it. But here was the thing that really stood out. And, you know, the key to his success story was simply, you know, at the beginning phases, he understood that he wasn't great. He wasn't a great trader. He wasn't a professional. And every time that he would make a little mistake, or every time that he lost the trade, he would go study why he lost it so that he can understand how he could do better, right? And if he couldn't find the answer, he would reach out to somebody that had a little bit more experience and ask them for the answer, and just got better. Then he started serving and serving and serving his organization, his team, and the people around him. And it just led to more abundance for him. You know, now fast forward to today, you know, he has, you know, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say this, but he's like, you know, he's paid for his entire kid's education for school, right? Because of trading. He actually stopped one of his businesses. He just said, you know what, we don't need this business anymore and that cash flow, because it's just a lot of time it consumes. I'm going to get rid of it because I have this other thing called trading, you know, this other thing of making money in the markets, you know, compounding my money. And, you know, that's what really stood out to creating that winner that he is today. And then that's the comparison of the losers that come in, right, who are expecting to hit a home run at the first swing at bat, right? Because there are people that come in and then they don't follow the system and they don't get the result, and they're wondering why they didn't, you know, become rich in 30 days, right? You know, I have, sorry, I don't want to call out on anyone, but like, I'm not using anyone's names, but, you know, I have customers that come in and then they start trading on their own after 2 weeks. They've gone through the 100, 300 series and they're like, why am I losing money? Well, who are you trading with? Oh, I'm trading by myself. I'm like following the patterns and stuff. I'm like, what makes you think like you're a professional trader? I don't get it, right? It doesn't make sense. Why go a whole complete different direction when there's a golden path is right for you, right? When you can just plug in and leverage the systems and other people's results. Blows my mind. We want to try to be that professional right away, that expert. It takes time, guys. 2 to 5 years, you'll become that expert, right? That's 2 to 5 years. Imagine somebody said to you, like, you know, it's your first year in doctor school, right? And you're like, well, why haven't you started your practice yet? Why haven't you, like, you know, are you working on patients, right? You'd be like, no, I'm still my first year. You know, you think it'd be ridiculous, right? It takes time to create that profession so you can become that ticketed person. Same thing here, guys. All right. You gotta use that time, but at least here, you know, you get started by earning. You don't get started by, you know, doing all the undergrads, the practicums, I don't know, the residency schools, like where you know, apprenticeships where you barely get paid anything, right? You get started by learning. And then by the end of the school, you graduate with a massive bank account. You're learning a skill set of how to make money from your phone, how to make money from anywhere in the world. That's a much handier skill set, I'm going to say, than some of the things that we listen to and we show up to. So that being said, guys, that's it for today's video. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Just checking up on here. Romario, I will get you the chart 100%. Just can you shoot me a DM on Facebook or on Telegram, just so that way I have you, and just send me a message on there. That would be awesome. So that way I won't forget and I got it in me. Other than that, guys, any last questions? I will wrap it up right here and there. That's it, guys. Following the system is really all that counts. It's as simple as that. It cannot be much harder. So I appreciate everyone tuning in. Let's stay tuned for tomorrow. It will be day number 3 of this 5-part series, and I'll be breaking down another stream of how you can create, you know, financial abundance for yourself, for your family, and really just creating that freedom for yourself. And tomorrow's session is all going to be about, you know, online marketing, you know, breaking down, you know, social media, breaking down, you know, the importance of, you know, creating digital real estate for yourself and creating a personal brand for yourself. You know, it's one of the highest income skills that you can ever have. It's one of the highest things that a personal brand is like, if you have a personal brand, you can do anything, guys. So the power of influence, all that stuff. So it's going to be a really good call tomorrow. Feel free to come tune in for that. Be breaking all that down tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. I'm going to be doing 6 p.m. I think on Friday, I'm going to do it a little bit earlier. It is my birthday that day. So I think I'm going to do like 4 p.m. on Friday. I think that'll be a good time. Maybe 3 p.m. Plus it's Friday. Everyone likes their evenings. So I think that'll be good. So anyways, glad you're excited, Marcella. Thank you guys. See you guys tomorrow. And guys on Facebook, peace and love. Catch you on the next one.